My parents voted me out of the family and replaced me with a stranger because they didn't like my SAT score. I came home early from a school trip and found a girl I'd never seen before, sleeping in my bed wearing my pajamas. My mom appeared in the doorway and called her down to breakfast using my name. When she saw me standing there, she didn't scream or look confused. She just sighed and said, "You weren't supposed to be back until Sunday." My parents sat me down at the kitchen table and explained it like I was a dog being returned to the shelter. "This is your replacement. We've been training her since she was 6 in case you didn't work out. And honey, you didn't work out." My SAT scores had come back, 1,280. They needed at least 1,400 for the plan to continue. "She scored 1,560, Dad said proudly, gesturing to the girl with the perfect posture. "She's everything we hoped you'd be." They showed me the spreadsheets. Every holiday, every birthday, every reunion, the whole extended family had been scoring us side by side. Aunt Carol gave her a 9 and me a 6 at Thanksgiving. Grandma said she had better posture. They took a vote at Easter, and it was unanimous, 14-0. I was out. I begged. I screamed. I threatened to call the police. Mom laughed. "And tell them what? That your parents are sending you to live on your own at 17? That's not illegal, sweetheart. That's just disappointing." They packed my bags that night. Dad handed me $300 and said, "This is more than you deserve, but we're not monsters." They changed the locks before I made it to the end of the driveway. I couch surfed for 2 months until I ran out of friends. I slept in my car when I could afford gas and at the shelter when I couldn't. I worked overnight shifts at a warehouse and took classes at community college during the day. I ate 1 meal a day and told myself it was a diet. Every time I started to get ahead, something knocked me back down. My car broke down. My laptop got stolen. I got sick and lost my job because I couldn't miss shifts for a doctor. I applied for financial aid and got rejected because my parents made too much money, even though I'd never see a cent of it. I called home once desperate and my mother answered. "I'm sorry, there's no one here by that name," she said cheerfully. "You must have the wrong number." She hung up while I sobbed in a gas station parking lot. I transferred to a state school on a scholarship I wrote 14 drafts to win. I graduated while working 30 hours a week. I started a company in my apartment with a laptop I bought at a pawn shop. I failed. I started another one. I failed again. I started a third one and it didn't fail. 7 years after my parents threw me away, my company got acquired for $42 million. I was in magazines. I was on podcasts. And then my parents showed up. They were waiting in the lobby of my office when I came back from lunch. Mom was crying. Dad was holding flowers. "We made a terrible mistake," Mom sobbed. "We were so focused on metrics that we couldn't see what really mattered." "The replacement didn't work out," Dad added. "She scored well, but she had no drive, no ambition, no fire. She just did what she was told and waited for the next instruction. She failed out of